want to talk about some of the safety considerations on the machine. The first thing to keep in mind is always wear safety glasses or goggles when operating, because a tool can break or a grinding wheel can break or some grit can just get in your eye and cause some serious damage. The other thing to keep in mind is never put your hand in front of the chuck between that and the grinding wheel, because your hand could get jammed in there and cause some serious damage. The other thing too is with the grinding wheels is in case the grinding wheels have been cracked in shipment or there's a defect in the grinding wheel, when starting a new machine or when after mounting a new wheel, when you start it, always stand off to the side in case the grinding wheel should break. You won't get hit with any of the pieces. And make sure that no one else is around in front of it when you start it. Okay, I just want to go over the basic drill grinding right now. First of all, you set the work head to the angle that you want to grind. By loosening a lever here, you can swing the head to whatever angle you want to set. In this case, I'm going to set it at 118 degrees. Lock the head in place here. And for doing the right-hand drills, use the number 4 cam, which fits right on here. And you also use the oscillation on the head. Now, you always use oscillation for drill pointing, and for other operations you do not use the oscillation. The oscillation is engaged by pulling a pin in the back and locking it tight. And that should always be locked tight, because if it is a little bit loose, the head can wobble slightly and cause chatter on the drill. To start setting up, there's several notches here on the work head. You set it in the right-hand slot for right-hand drill. Put your chuck key in. Put the tool in the chuck and then lightly clamp down on it. Slide in the setting blade from the side here. Rotate the lip of the blade onto the step. You set the drill out by 1/16 of an inch drill diameter. So in this case I have a 1/2 inch drill, so I would set it at 8 position. That should be held right down on there, and then tighten the chuck, pull the blade back, and the drill is set. And you can unlatch, you can see the action you're going to get on the drill. The other consideration here is setting the amount of heel relief on a drill. Now, in our manual we have recommended settings for different size drills and different angles, so you can use that as a guideline. In this case I have a 1/2 inch drill, 118 degrees. I'll be setting the relief drop at 12. That's done by moving the lever here. It's a ball detent, so you have to sort of pop the handle with your hand to make it move into the next hole. So I'm bringing the grinding wheel into position. Bring it in close using the infeed and cross feed. Switch on. Then just infeed as you're turning the crank. Just keep your crank moving at a fairly constant speed. Feeding in about 1 or 2 thousandths for every time you turn the crank. And once you have the drill ground, just turn over slowly and let it spark out. Then move the grinding wheel back out of the way. Turn the motor off and just put your latch right back in this right-hand slot. Take the drill out, and now you're ready to start the next drill. For the taper shank drills, use these rear steadies. You simply put the taper shank in this holder, and that uses as a rear steady. These slide right in the back of the machine, right up through the hole in the back of the work head, and open the chuck. Again, bring the drill out through the chuck and set the lip of the drill out here by 8 by 1/16 of an inch drill diameter, and tighten the chuck. Now, these are namely used for larger drills. Also, if you have large straight shank drills about over 3/4 of an inch, There's a cone type rear steady that you can use also. That slides up in the back and you push the drill in from the front up against the cone inside to steady it. Do a little different type of grind on this drill. It's called a plunge grind. Now this is done if you have a large drill that you have a lot of material to take off, or if you have a drill that's badly damaged. You're going to switch on, bring the drill in until it sparks, then bring the grinding wheel past the tip of the drill, and on your in-feed dial feed in about 0.10 of an inch. Then you're going to feed the grinding wheel right across the drill, and you just continue doing that until the drill is sharp, and then all you have to do is feed the wheel out a little bit, reset your chuck, and then you can pull it right out the back. This segment we're doing grinding a left-hand drill. Grinding a left-hand drill is pretty much the same as grinding a right-hand drill. The main difference is you use a different cam. In this case, use a number 1 cam for 2-flute twist drill. Push the head forward, slip the cam on, and instead of putting the right-hand slot, you'll put it in the left-hand slot. And in setting the drill up is pretty much the same too. You're going to go out by 1/16 of an inch drill diameter, but in this case you're going to be rotating the lip up to the setting blade instead of down to the setting blade, so that actually the cutting edge is still level with the step, what is going to be coming from below. And tighten it, pull it back, and instead of cranking clockwise like you do for the right-hand drill, you're going to crank counterclockwise. When you're grinding the drills, you have to keep in mind the fact that if you grind too much off the drill, you start to change the timing of your grinding. So if you grind too much off, the heel of the drill will start to come up into the air. Now, one way you can prevent that, if you have a drill that has a margin that's badly damaged or it's chipped, you would set the drill out a little further and down a little lower so that you're going to grind back to the good amount of material, and at that point, that will be the point that you should be setting it on the setting blade. And this eliminates having to reset, but if you can say the drill is broken off and there's really no good reference point, just rough grind it, reset it, and then grind it again.